Hey there, my fellow industrialists. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty. Episode 18, Paper Making. Question. Should I seek out a POI that needs to be built? Sorry, typing was slow. So I could either seek out POIs that need liberation, that are needed for liberation. So that might be like the Eastern Swamp Large Bridge or the Central Plain Small Bridge. I could also go to POIs that aren't required for liberation, like the lighthouse and the temple up here in Sosoji, or do something else. Just making shrine offerings. So here's another one. In Seiji region, there are liberation conditions for the Seiji Watchtower and the Seiji Small Bridge, but I see 3 projects here. 1, 2, 3. So obviously the third is a Dynasty Experience project. I think if I was to liberate a new region, it would be the ore processing station to be rebuilt in Iwasaki, because that gives me iron ore and all of the iron tools, which is probably the next logical step for our progress. And if you don't want it for region liberation, I would go to Soseji's temple shrine there and rebuild that shrine. So you're essentially picking between, do I liberate Iwasaki or work towards liberating Iwasaki, or do I go to Seiji and rebuild one of their bridges? Or rather, Sosoji and rebuild one of their bridges. I like the sound of the, like, crunching. It's subtle, but that's... Living somewhere that has snow on the ground right now, that's exactly what it sounds like. Just crunch, crunch, crunch as you run around. So it seems to me like you guys want me to consider liberating Iwasaki. So build the Iwasaki ore processor. Sounds good. That will be my winter project. Let's get rid of these tagged POIs. So the fastest way to get there is to fast travel to Iwasaki. And what I'm going to want to do is to bring the materials with me to build a traveler outpost. So 2 planks, 2 bronze, 8 bamboo, and then also the bamboo required for the special project station 2. So let's go withdraw that now. So, got the bamboo, got the planks. I guess I'm making it out of premium conifer. I should probably plank up a bunch more premium conifer because I have like 55 trees and I could probably do 30 of them without affecting anything too negatively. And then I need the bronze. $20 bronze is plenty. Knowing that I'm going to be involved in a building project, obviously making sure that straw income is flowing is important. So I'll just carry 100 straw with me. So, special project. I'll get stone, logs, and planks. I already have the planks. And then the traveler station, I have planks, bronze, bamboo. Good. So let's grab 2 stacks of stone. Or actually 4, because the ore processor might require stone. And then take all these logs. And I'll plank. How many do I have in my inventory? 18, 21. I'll plank like 15 of them. That's not how to do that. I mean, technically, yes, but... There. That's a lot of planks. Good. Often these projects require tons of planks, so... Might as well have them ahead of time. Now, the real question is, can I advance seasons? 1 day remains. Okay, so I can't immediately advance seasons. It's probably one of those situations where I'm going to queue up the villagers to work at the thing. I forget how many people are required for the Iwasaki. If it's only like 4 people or so, what I can do is I can just allow them to work for the remainder of the season in that facility. But if it's like I forget, it might be like I need 10 of them. Then I'm going to want to transition the workforce only at the last day of the season so that they remain productive throughout. Either that or add new people. It's entirely reasonable to add new people too, because I have the infrastructure for security. All I would need to do is to build a house. Oh, here's another shrine. And I offered some sake for Way of the Monk. So with my Way of the Monk experience, let's level up my Way of the Monk as a feedback loop. I'm, of course, running around with sake, flowers, and eggs, so that anytime I happen upon a shrine, I can just be like, oh yeah, here you go. Why don't I have the bonus? What the heck? There we go. I think the first time you interact with the shrine, you don't actually technically make an offering. So I found the shrine, but I didn't make an offering because I had it cost sake and I have 19, so I really only made one offering. But in interacting with the shrine, after you so discovering it gives you XP, but interacting with it also gives you XP. So it's one of those situations where it's like, if you really wanted to min-max your monk XP, building traveler outposts next to every shrine and just constantly, like once a day, hitting up every shrine and making offerings would be a way to get tons of monk XP. So this requires 6 workers. I think it's reasonable to assign 6 people to work here, letting the winter season go as long as possible. One of the reasons to let the winter season go as long as possible, or at least as long as we have food to feed our people, is I'll get a huge amount of ice stockpiled. So, traveler outpost will be here. I forget, can I rename these? I don't think I can. And then we'll have the special project construction site. Which needs... Oh, bronze. Well, I brought a bunch of bronze. Planks. And logs. which I will source myself, because I don't want to ruin our firewood industry. Oh! That efficient, mighty tree cutter sure is faster. So I am Paul Bunyan now. And then if we cross, this river is a little different in that most of the river is really deep and kind of dangerous to cross. But there's a way to ford the river just down here. And that's where the thug leader lives to liberate this region, if we're actually trying to liberate the region. For now, I'm just building the ore processor for the Dynasty experience. Because it's a point of interest, and you guys voted to go to a point of interest, so here I am. Yeah, the footprints of the snow are great, too. I heard a lot of people say that, like, they probably added it in because of all the good press that Red Dead got for having snow footprints. It's like, it's really not that big of a deal. Unless, of course, you want your player base to be able to make a lot of phallic shapes in the snow. What I will say is the games that do have the ability to have footprints in the snow, as nice of a feature as it is, there's a huge lack of an overlap of the games that also then use it as a game mechanic for tracking. I can't think of very many PC games that have like a cool tracking system. I wish that was a thing. So that you could, I don't know, hunt and track your prey or whatever. I don't know. Something like that. Alright, so the seasonal project is all set. No, 2 more bronze. But that's why we have this traveler outpost here. So that I can get the bronze easy peasy. And then I'm going to reassign all the foragers to it, and then hire 3 new villagers. 1 to work as a security guard. Oh, I am in the wrong place. 1 to work as a security guard, providing security to the village, and then the other 2 working in the regional zone. So you 2 are going to move in soon. That also means that we need a house to accommodate at least 3 here in Yadasu. Or, alternatively, have the villagers move in to... So if I put the villagers living in Iwasaki, they wouldn't be able to get the iron ore. But they could cut down trees or something. I could move villagers that live in Yadatsu that cut down trees into Iwasaki. So you can have your villagers obtain non-region specific resources like regular old trees or regular old stone. Actually, stone might make sense for Iwasaki. Because then once I liberate it, I can turn those stone miners into iron ore processors. Wow. What is wrong with your leg? You double jointed? That looks so wrong. That looks painful. What was I doing? I got way off. I was doing something. Bronze. Yeah. I need 2 more bronze. Is a Protoss sell it? Maybe. Cool. So question. Should I be working towards building... Well, actually... No, hold on. I'm not going to be able to build a third village until Dynasty level 13. I'm at 12. I think probably the act of liberating this zone will allow me... Like, it will give me enough Dynasty experience. But I can't be sure. So I'm not going to be working towards liberating here until I have another village bell. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let's just rebuild this ore processor and not something more than that. Question for you guys. For me to add more housing to Yadatsu, what house should I build? Large mansion? Or... Ooh, actually, no, I can't make a large mansion. I just realized I don't have paper. So the reason I was considering a large mansion is it is a housing type that I have not built yet. The mansion house. But the mansion house, having built them before in the game, requires a lot of paper. I could still consider it, because I could probably buy the paper for it. So, which should it be? The large mansion. And the only reason for the large mansion would be for the Dynasty experience, truly. Or a regular house. One of the benefits of the large mansion is you can sleep 10 in it. It kind of looks silly as hell, because you just line it full of beds. But, like, technically I could do it. It's up to you. It is a lot of Dynasty experience, building a large mansion and a mansion passage. That's 750 and 300. Plus the walls are 200 apiece. The roofed walls. So like 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000, 1,000, 200. If you want to build one of each. Alright, looks like we're putting people up in a mansion. Where the hell should this mansion be? There's no... I mean, no. You'll see the large mansion. You'll see why it's a weird decision. So I'm just putting down a traveler outpost, not that I'm actually building it, to figure out the village sphere of influence bubble. To know what is buildable. Because I don't think I'm going to go to the effort to try to make the large mansion look all that aesthetically pleasing. Maybe it could go down there. It could. Sorta. It could go here. Because I don't want it, like, up on still, like, you know. I don't want it looking silly. The other worry is if it's on the rocks, pathing for it gets broken. Very broken. So maybe put it up on this hill, overlooking the rest of the village. Problem is the hill is steep enough that it doesn't flatten out nicely. The other thing is I could move the village bell to allow me access to this flatter section on the hill. That might make the most sense, to put the village bell somewhere near these farms, so that nothing that I've already built falls outside of the bell. I'll do that. Because I have lovely sake making as a way to essentially pay for whatever the hell I want to build. I don't have to worry too much about the cost of buying the paper. That, and I could, if I really wanted to, I could make a paper making facility. So that's another thing, is should I attempt to... And I know there's not a lot of time left on the stream, so the chance of me actually finishing this is kind of slim. To make my own paper. So as I mentioned before, the paper making is somewhat like the sake, where it's like you set and forget, you stick the resources in, and then you just let it run. But the reason I asked that is it is one of the production facilities, the paper making building that I could build. And if I made the paper maker, I could buy like paper bark on the cheap to do most of the resource production chain in-house to lower the cost of making a mansion. We are getting a pretty tidy sum of meat in our food from just all the random hunting. Actually, it's not that much, but it's more than you would expect. How about I make myself a hearty meat meal? Cook. Meat. Solid meat meal. Whoa. Quit glitching. I'm going to make 29 of them. We're eating nice tonight, because we're going to make papers. Build a paper maker. Yeah. I'm bored. That's enough. Where to place the paper maker? Probably near the woodcutters, even though technically they're not the ones cutting down the paper trees. So buildings, production, paper making. I think actually, let's first move the village bell. Which I'm a little bummed about, because the village bell was set up near a lot of the storages and production facilities. Like the workshop that I want access to quickly. And if I move this village bell, I have to run every time I fast travel from where I put it now. That's not that... Whoa! Jesus. That's not that far. Let's see if this is enough of the bell moving so that I can put the mansion up on the hill. Yeah, those refugees are like bound to the bell, so you move the bell and the refugees go zoom! Which looks funny as hell. Yeah. Yeah, the village bell moved enough. There's that the sphere of influence bubble will allow a mansion up on the hill. The reason I couldn't place it down is that there's like trees here. I'm not actually building a mansion, I'm just laying down the, that's where it'll go. And then I'll build a mansion passage. Too bad it's not at the same height level. That's one of the other things, is like buildings don't snap, as you can tell. So just for the Dynasty first build experience, I'll build a mansion passage like here. So this will be my mansion house. Looks weird as hell, but maybe like once I get to Dynasty tier 12, I'll build like a tea house here or something. So it doesn't quite snap together. Let's see if I can't get it closer. Or I can have it be horizontal, but I think that looks worse. And that's yeah, that's good enough. About as close as you get. Alright, so now with the village bell in a new spot, paper making... Yeah, maybe this is the paper making mansion. Maybe I put paper making somewhere up here. I was going to have it near the woodcutters anyway. Stop. Keeps chewing himself. Yeah, right here is good. Alright, take 20 logs, so let's source that ourselves. Put it between the scissors and the rocks making facilities. One of the other advantages, given our acquisition of Quarry Village, is the mansions require paper and premium conifer. And I think it's premium conifer, not deciduous. I'm pretty sure it's conifer. Well, we'll see soon, maybe. Meaning that the conifer... Can you just not piss off? Meaning that the Quarry Village carpenters are already helping to make a mansion, technically speaking. So this thing requires 40 paper, 100 planks, 16 logs, and bark. How do I not have oh, you know what? Hang on. Priorities. Heating. Don't burn bark or sticks. Or paper bark. Or oil. Actually, oil's fine. I never took bark. Oh, you know what it was? I was like too far. I was outside of the village. I think we have bark. Yeah, there we go. I was outside of the village's bubble and lost access to the dynasty storage where I didn't have access to our bark. I was like, there's no way we don't have bark. And I was right. We have bark. I was just too far away to access it. Okay, the walls here are going to be made of premium conifer? No. Deciduous? What do I have on me? I have conifer? I'll do regular conifer. So I'll have to cut down some trees and plane it myself. I don't want to use up the premium conifer that our lumberjacks get, because that's going to be needed for the for some of the mansion, I think. It's been a while since I built a mansion, because I don't like mansions in this game. They're not... they're not that flexible. They're really big, so they're hard to, like, put in and have aesthetically pleasing, is, I guess, the easiest way to put it. Given that they're chunky. Okay. So maybe in our own headcanon, the people in this mansion will be the paper barons of Nada Valley. Something like that. So yeah, the reason I don't particularly like mansions versus... Oh, this will be weird. How are you gonna get to me, boar? You seem to be on the wrong side of the wall, friend. Alright, it's gonna be annoying. I have to kill it. So for regular buildings, there's some flexibility about, like, do you want an entryway or a half wall or a door? For the mansions, you don't get that kind of flexibility. It's just mansion. You can't really play with it. You get what you get, which is why I don't really like it as a building. Because you can't change or customize it. And this will make a lot more sense if and when I build the mansion. Why not make the mansion my house? I could. One of the reasons why to not do that is the mansion sleeps 10. So it's like really convenient to just shove a bunch of people in the mansion as a way to house them more inexpensively, but I could have it as my own palatial estate too. I could go either way. That's what I did in my own playthrough, is like I had a wife and a child, and they lived in a walled-in fancy mansion in my village. But in this playthrough, I don't have a wife and I don't have a child, so it'd be a little lonely. I'm not doing the family quest line, yeah. Another one of the reasons not to do the family quest line is the quests themselves are pretty stupid. It's like, I need 3 sickness medicine, bring it to me, and then you bring it, and then it would be like, all right, thanks. Come back next season to see if your child lives. I mean, they don't end up killing a child, but it's like, the quest line can be really boiled down to go fetch a few of this thing because your kid needs it. That's it. Like, that's the extent of the quest line. It wasn't very compelling, and as a result, I'm good with not showing it. And luckily, I have everything I need to build this thing. Boom! Lots of Dynasty experience. I should be pretty close to 13. I think it was what 13 needs for the open for third village. Yeah. So we had a big boost. I'm now 4,000. I'm like 4,500 away from Dynasty 13. So the way this works is you boil paper bark, just the same way you did with the with rice, more or less, and then you smash it on the table. You soak it. You let it soak. So the smashing on the table is an actual craft, as is the paper making tool is an actual craft, and then the press is passive. You just add the papers, and then once you're done adding the papers, you dry it on the rack. So let's get this started so that I can build the mansion by buying paper bark. Make paper for a mansion. I'm so far away from, like, my original goal of liberating Iwatani. Or, whatever, not Iwatani, Iwasaki. Oh well. New goal, whatever. Are we out of firewood? Yes. Just about. One of the other issues that we're having is all of these passive production for sake and soon paper requires a lot of firewood. So I'll need to adjust the work priorities for that. So you're already getting as much firewood as you can get, 344. You're gonna go more firewood. So now 25 logs and 38 logs. So that's 63 total logs a day going to firewood. And you're getting 14 of it. So that's 49 logs deficit. And the other carpenters, or the other tree cutters, oh, they're all the way at the bottom, are getting 64. Meaning it's a net of 15 logs a day. So they're still in the net positive, which is good. Okay, cool. That's mostly what I was concerned about, is they need to be in the net positive or we're going to run into some issues. And they are. Okay, so I'm off topic here. What we need is to buy paper bark. The best place, the most reliable place for that, I think, is the Temple District. Outside the Temple District, the exotic goods typically have paper bark. If not there, Seiji probably is your next best bet. But usually these guys have paper bark. As does the beggar over here. The beggar might even have paper bark, which would be the best source of it. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to you. I'm not reading this. I'm lazy. Alright, what do you have? You've got paper bark. Good. Yeah. So this guy this beggar sells paper bark, which is like crucial for paper making. And it's really not that expensive, so I'm just going to buy a whole lot of it. So that, because we don't source it ourselves. So this is like me stocking up so that I don't have a shortage. So about 250. I also might be able to go a little bit overtime today. Just because of IRL family things. You get to benefit, so, you know, there's that. Okay, now that that's done... Oh my god, there's so many refugees. When I playtested this, there'd almost never be refugees near your bell, and you'd have to go, like, find them. And now they're just, like, sitting outside of town, like, asking to be let in. It's very, very different. Alright, so the bottleneck here is firewood. Let's go cut down some trees for firewood so that, because we also need to prime enough firewood in storage for our charcoal maker to still be able to make charcoal. They heard about the sake? I mean, you know, yeah, it would be interesting to that would be a really cool mechanic, is that, and I would be all for it, is that you would only have refugees willing to join if you, based upon your average happiness. So my average happiness right now is a static, and at the end of the day, it's only going to go up deeper into a static. I think that would be a very meaningful game mechanic that people will only join you if you make them happy, right? Like, why would they join if people were miserable? Just go to a different village and join them instead. Well, maybe not Iwatani. Iwatani's like a slave village, but the other villages. Yeah, there's this game's really fun, but I feel like it's cool. There is some work to be done. I mean, I enjoy it a lot for what it is, but it's like one of those situations like, but it could be better. So I have what 13 logs. So let's do 13 Or now 12 of firewood. Thank you for tuning in to Sengoku Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 3rd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow villagers.